y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Summer and I'm a waxaholic, and today I have got the rest of my August empties to share with you guys. So today when I'm filming is August 30th, so it's one day before the end of the month, but I figured that was okay. I had some time. My daughter is actually napping today, so I thought I would take advantage of this time and go ahead and film my empties. It is just going to be vendor and then a few self-care items. I have one Scentsy item, but it isn't wax. So I've gotten through quite a bit, so I'm only going to do empties. I don't typically do unempties just for sake of time, but just in case you're new, I just do empties. So if you want to see everything that I got through for the last couple of weeks in August, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's chat wax. Okay, so let's kind of start with one of first up from L3. I warmed coconut shortbread cookies and sweet lavender. This was so kindly gifted to me from Stephanie Taverna. Scented Stephanie here on YouTube. Thank you so much. And I really love L3 sweet lavender, and I really enjoyed it blended with the coconut shortbread cookies. I've been really into coconut this year. This was a great performer for me. I warmed it in my office. I just cut the little scent shot in half in each of my warmers. Did really well, really enjoyed it. Next, I got through a clamshell from Harper James in spooky season, Palo Santo and roasted pine cone. This was so kindly gifted to me from my twin, Steph, the scented Gemini. So thank you so much, Steph. This was really pretty. In the past, I'd struggled with Harper James Bakery, but this was earthy, pine cone and palo, and it did a lot better for me. I did this in my open concept, and it was, a medium throw, which is about normal for me. And so I really liked this. The combination of the two notes was really beautiful. I would definitely get this again. From 30 cents, I finished a bag of shapes and pumpkin pecan waffles, maple syrup, golden waffles, pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. I've been in the fall mood lately, and so I just wanted straight up pumpkin pecan waffles. Loved it. Hers is a really good sweet, not super mapley, and I love 30A. I always get great performance. This bag is probably a year old, and it did really well. From Fantasy Wax Melts, I warmed Dwight. This is pistachio pudding cake, sweet bakery dough, and zucchini bread. This was so kindly gifted to me from my friend Christine from Christine's Scent Scene. So thank you so much, Christine. And I really liked this one. It was, I think, 3 or 4 pieces of a snap bar, and I finished it in my office. I think I did 2 or either 1.5 pieces in each warmer, and I love pistachio. My husband does not, so I typically warm it in my office or on days that he's not here, so I can enjoy it and not worry about him not liking it. But that is Dwight, and that was really pretty. Next, from Sassy Girl Aroma, I warmed a little snap bar in Fall Bakery, zucchini bread, pumpkin, cookies, and apple pie. I did this in my kids' room and bathroom, and it smelled really good. Like I said, I've just been in the mood for fall, and so it was a cooler. We were in like the 70s for a couple of days, and so I was just like, yes, it's fall weather. So I warmed this that day, and it was so pretty. It was just a classic fall scent, performed very well. Fall Bakery, I've got it in a brittle in my melting basket for the fall, so excited to warm that again. This was a snap bar from Knoll's Farm Scents. It was gifted to me from Travis to sample and test it out. This was pink sugar, lavender, sugar cookie, and peppermint. And I really liked this one. And this was just a really nice sweet lavender with peppermint, a perfect bedtime scent. And I warmed this in my kids' room at night, and it performed really well. The peppermint was very strong. The sweet lavender, pink sugar, you really get all the notes. And the sugar cookie, I think, was the lightest, but it still added that bakery base, and I really liked it. So if he brings it to shop, I would definitely repurchase it. Next, from Swanky, I warmed Golden Sands, Exotic Vanilla, and Pink Sugar. This was kind of a really warm body care vanilla type, and then you get the little hints of like beachy vibes going on, but I really enjoyed this. It was more perfumey body care, and it was really pretty in my bedroom. Really liked that one. And then lastly, I warmed Salt Mountain Melts Ferris Wheel After Dark. Love this one. Caramel tobacco, funnel cake, and cotton candy. I really loved the uniqueness of this blend. I warmed it in my open concept. And this one is, let's see, this one was poured June 16th of 22. This was a light medium. Normally I get a little bit better performance. So I think I got this in a D-stash and I'm not sure how it was stored. So that could have affected the throw. But this was quite a bit lighter than what I was used to. So I think it was just because it was a D-stash. But it's normally like a pretty good medium throw. It's not a banger, but I can definitely smell it a little stronger. So who knows what happened, but I will definitely continue purchasing this, and I think I have a nice supply in my collection. From the Candle Nurse, I warmed Lady in White, Beach After Dark, which is like her house blend beach nights, salty pretzel, whipped cream, and wedding cake. I got this one because of Christine from Christine Sensing. She raved about this one, and I'm really particular about pretzel, and this says salty pretzel, so I was kind of scared. But in my second order, I picked this up and I really enjoyed it. It is a very strong scent. I did it in my open concept. Sometimes bakery tends to get lost there. This one did pretty well. It was about a medium and it lasted about 5 to 6 hours. And I just put one piece, like the little bunt, I put one in each warmer. And the pretzel was not too salty. It was a very nice bakery blend with the beach nights, and I really enjoyed this one. Also from the Candle Nurse, I warmed Maya Mac Dressed in Black, Tobacco Leaves, Vanilla, Tonka Bean, Pink Sugar, and Sugar Cookie Royale. And this was really pretty. I did it in my bedroom one day, and then I did in my office. So, one bunt in each warmer. And this was really pretty. It was like a sweet, more feminine tobacco vanilla. The pink sugar really sweetened it up, but it was just a really nice scent, threw really well, and would definitely repurchase it. I really enjoyed this one, and I wish it was offered in her pre-order, but it wasn't, or I would have picked up another bag then. Okay, from Second and Spruce, I warmed a sample in Where There's Smoke and Roasted Pine Cones. Love it. By the Fireplace type, Mallow Fireside, Smoked Vanilla, Sugar Cookie, and Roasted Pine Cones. Say less. I did this in my office yesterday and loved every second. It was a really strong performer, and what's not to love about By the Fireplace and Roasted Pine Cones? So good. And then also from Second and Spruce, from the Raspberry Jam Sampler, I warmed Raspberry Pistachio Macaron, Raspberry Jam Drizzle, and Pistachio Macaron Cookie. Warmed this in my office, and it was more heavy on the raspberry and lighter on the pistachio, which this is pistachio cookie, so it's not like a super cherry leaning. To me, it was like a more nutty pistachio, but the raspberry jam was really, really good. Erica has got that really good raspberry jam where it's sweet, it's a little bit tart, but it's not body care, perfumey, or floral. It's just a true sweet with a little bit of tart raspberry. It's perfection, and I really liked it. I like any blends with her raspberry jam, honestly. Okay, I have a few empties from Rose Girls from when I did Christine's challenge. There are 2 more days left of the challenge, so I will do the other 2 in my September empties. So first up is Carbs, which is one of my favorite scents from Rose Girls. Donuts, cookies, and bread. This is always a super strong performer. Did it in my open concept. It never gets lost. It lasts for a really long time. And for a straight bakery blend, this is a banger. And I love it. I actually pulled another bag from my fall melting basket because I haven't pulled it in a really long time, and I just loved it so much. So that is Carbs, always a repurchase. Next, I warmed Holiday Hangover at the Castle, eggnog, apple fritter, royal sugar cookie, and whipped cream. This one, considering what it was, apple fritter is normally super strong, and I don't know if it was just the eggnog and the whipped cream that kind of just toned it down quite a bit, but it wasn't. It was probably like a lighter medium throw, and I felt like it didn't last very long. And this has been in my possession the whole time. I bought it last year, and I think the Mario pre-order, And so I don't think that I would repurchase this one because it didn't last long and it was kind of lighter. But I still really love Rose Girl's apple fritter. But that is Holiday Hangover at the Castle. I'm going to start double bagging my Rose Girls no matter what, I think, just to kind of preserve some of the scent. Next, I warmed flannels and leggings, apple fritter, honey, cornbread, and chai lattes. This is one of my favorites, and I love it. Also did it in my open concept, and here's an example of apple fritter, and it lasted a really long time. It was a strong performer. I love the little hint of that chai. It's like a creamy, spicy, it's a creamy, like sweet, spicy scent. And then you do really get that decadent cornbread. It's really beautiful. This is a classic for me. Always a repurchase, flannels and leggings. Next, I warmed poolside in the rain, blackberry fluffy towels, salty sea air, and rain. This was my first time trying it, melting it, and I can see why Christine likes this so much. It was gorgeous. It was a banger and it was beautiful. Lasted all day in my open concept. It was a really strong throw. It was so beautiful. You get the raspberry, you get the salty sea air. It's got a little aquatic note. The fluffy towels are there, but it's not overwhelmingly laundry. It didn't give me a headache. It was just a really nice blend. Would definitely repurchase that again. And then lastly, from Rose Girls, I have Christmas Eve in Cookie Land and salted caramels. This was so kindly gifted to me from my twin Steph. So Steph, thank you so much. Steph is into Gemini, and I've got this going today in my open concept. And it's Cookie Land, but very rich caramel. So I like it on cold, but I will say the caramel comes out a lot more on warm. So if you're not a fan of caramel, I would say probably not for you. I'm typically not, but I don't know if it's just salty and sweet, kind of cuts that like super rich, creamy, thick, heavy caramel vibe. And so it's really pretty with the Cookie Land. This one really surprised me because I was like, oh my gosh, you can really smell the caramel, but I like it. So Christmas Eve in Cookie Land and salted caramel. Next, we have some super tarts. First up is Cabin in the Woods. And this was either a sample or it was like $1 or something. She had like random size bags from when she did, I think, Wax Wednesday overpours. And so can't remember if I purchased it or if she threw it in as a sample, but don't know the notes, but it was really, really pretty and outdoorsy, and would definitely repurchase it. And if I could find the notes, I'm sure I've put them on the screen here, but I really loved this one. Super Tarts always throws really well for me. Cabin in the Woods, really liked it. Happy Birthday Buttercream Strawberry and Birthday Cake. And this was in a D-stash. I think it was a partial, but you know, partials take up the same amount of space as full clamshells. So I just wanted to get rid of all my partials, especially these, because sometimes the clamshells can kind of get a little icky. So this one did pretty well. It was lighter for Super Tarts. And again, I don't know how old it is. Got it in a D-stash. And plus the scent notes, it's just strawberry birthday cake pretty much. It was pretty. I might try it again and just see like a newer bar if it does any better, because I do like Strawberry Bakery. But this particular bar was not the strongest. Happy birthday. Next, I warmed Indian Summer, which I have purchased a few of, but this specific one was gifted to me from Christine's Scent Scene. So thank you, Christine. This is vanilla bean, clementine, and honey. And I like this scent, but I will say it is a banger. You don't need that much of this scent. It is so strong. And my husband hated it. And he was like, what are you warming? Please get it out. Because I warmed this in our bedroom. And he was like, you have to turn it off. He never really does that, but he was just like, oh my gosh. And it was so funny. That evening, I warmed something else. And then the next day, I warmed something else, of course. And he was like, I can still smell that. So I think I have 2 or 3 clamshells. So I'm going to have to destash those because he said never again. But I like it. It's just not his cup of tea. It's very strong with the orange and the honey. And again, you don't need very much. It's like an every 4th or 5th warmer type of a scent. But that is Indian Summer. Next, I warmed Sandman, which I really love. And I think this is apple vanilla breeze and something else. Gosh, I can't remember what it was. Is it sandalwood? But it's so pretty. I think it is sandalwood. I should have looked up the notes. But I have purchased a few more of these. I loved it. It did really, really well on warm. And it's just a beautiful scent. Super Tarts is one of my favorite vendors, and she's so good at blending random scents that you wouldn't think would go together and just making such a beautiful fragrance out of it. Sandman did really well for me, and it inspired me enough after I warmed this, because this was all I had, a few like chunks. And while it was warming, I went and requested it in the Facebook group because I loved it so much. Next, I warmed Jora, sweetbread, almond marzipan, apple cookies, and buttercream. This was also in a D-stash. You can see how the bottom, the clamshells kind of get a little icky and turn, so I like to use those up. But this one was really strong, you guys. It was very heavy on the French baguette. I got the creamy sweetness of the almond marzipan. I didn't get a whole ton of apple, maybe because it was apple cookies. Wasn't overwhelmingly apple to my nose. And I would definitely repurchase this again. I think I tried to request it a couple of weeks ago, and then she had to cancel the opening. So hopefully it will come back soon. I would love to purchase more. And then lastly, from Super Tarts, I warmed Coastal, strawberry, pink sugar, sea salt, ozone, seagrass, plum, and pear. So this is a Jaws blend with strawberry and pink sugar. And I love Jaws blends. This one did not disappoint. It was a sweet, sugary strawberry, and it was just beautiful. It was really beautiful blended with the Jaws. It's like aquatic, fresh, fruity, and such a banger. I did this in my open concept, and everyone commented how they liked it. I think my mom came over that day and loved this. I think I have a couple more bricks of it, so set for this year, but would definitely purchase more next year. From Lavender and Speckles, this was gifted to me from Christine, so thank you so much, Christine. Super sweet cotton candy frosting, pink sugar, lavender, birthday cake, and cotton candy frosting. I think this was from the cotton candy sampler. And this was really pretty. I mean, this is just a me scent, lavender, pink sugar, and bakery. Say less. So really enjoyed it. Definitely would repurchase it. Did really well in my office. I loved it. Next up, this was gifted to me from Steph Melts. Steph loves life. So Steph, thank you so much. This is smoked apples and Palo Santo, Macintosh apple, Palo Santo, smoked cedar, and marshmallow fireside. You guys, I'm not the biggest fan of apple, but I was obsessed with this one. I warmed it in my kids' room because I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the apple. I was obsessed. I think it's because it has the cedar, the marshmallow fireside, and the Palo. Y'all know Best Palo is my favorite. I'm up for customs right now, and I added this to the list. I loved it so much. I'm obsessed with it. It's just the most beautiful. It's Mac apple, but it's got those other elements with it. And so it just smells very outdoorsy, atmospheric with the tree, the marshmallow fireside. It's just beautiful for fall. I loved it. It was a banger, and obviously I loved it enough that I'm adding it to my customs order. So if you haven't tried this, you should. It's really pretty. I warmed frosted lemon pound cake, lemony goodness, sweet lemon pound cake with rich buttercream frosting, and fresh lemon zest. This was from the favorite sampler. I believe this was the very first time I've ever warmed lemon, just lemon bakery from Lavender and Speckles. And hers is good. I don't particularly care for just straight lemon, but this was a really sweet bakery heavy lemon. It wasn't tart, wasn't cleaner smelling, it wasn't chemical. It was just really, really sweet, lemony bakery goodness. And I can see why it's a favorite. I think I would repurchase that next year. It's really pretty. Next, I did cake and pine cones, strawberry pound cake, vanilla buttercream, and pine cones. I love anything with pine cones. This was from the roasted pine cone sampler, and I'm trying to get through some of these samplers so I can see what I need bigger bags of. And this did so well. I love her strawberry pound cake. I've always said she has a really good vanilla buttercream. You can really smell it in blends. And then her roasted pine cones oil is one of my favorites. This did so well. Was obsessed with it. I really liked the combo. Cake and pine cones. Lavender pine cones, sweet lavender, roasted pine cones, marshmallows, vanilla, sea salt, driftwood, and a hint of s'mores. So basically lavender pine cones and beach nights. Obsessed. Y'all already know this is one of my favorite combos. I love lavender with pine cones and beach nights. And her sweet lavender is very sweet. It's the one that doesn't really lean lavender. It's just a really sweet, beautiful note. And super strong performer. Loved it. Would definitely get a bigger bag of it. Donut Shop and Paulo Blackberry Gem Butter Cookies from my Donut Shop and Paulo sampler. I love that scent. Y'all already know, especially in the fall time. So the Donut Shop and Paulo is like a fried dough with sweet cinnamon. The cinnamon is there, but it's a bakery cinnamon. And I feel like with the addition of the Blackberry Gem Butter Cookies, that additional like deep sweet berry with the cinnamon and the bready note was so beautiful. You really get the blackberry, and blackberry with the Donut Shop and Paulo did so well together. I love blackberry with Paulo. I mean, I love blackberry with anything. So this was definitely a good one. Next, this was also from Steph the Scented Gemini. Thank you so much, twin. She gifted me a bag of just strawberry pound cake, and Beth has one of my favorites. Hers has a little bit of lemon zest in it. You really get the cake, you really get the strawberry, you get that hint of lemon zest, and I love it so much. It's a beautiful strawberry pound cake, great performer. This is one that I will always try to repurchase. And then lastly, from Lavender and Speckles, I warmed Winter Berries, which is one of my babies. Blackberry, icy vanilla woods, and roasted pine cones. I love this scent so much. Anything with icy vanilla woods is going to be strong. But you really do get the other scents. You get the pine cones and you get the sweet blackberry. So good. Long lasting, beautiful scent. I finished this bag in my bedroom and I loved it. I actually have, I think, 2 more bags of it, but I will definitely repurchase it when I run out. From Teddy Bees, I finished Sweet and Smoky, sugar cookies, cinnamon spice vanilla, sensual vanilla with a background of warm smoked woods. Sweet and Smoky is one of my favorite combinations in wax. And this one was really pretty. It was creamy. The cinnamon spice vanilla wasn't super duper spicy. It was, you could smell the cinnamon, but I feel like the vanilla, and there's cinnamon spice vanilla and then sensual vanilla kind of toned down the harshness of it. And this was really pretty. I have more of it in my collection, but I would get more when I run out. I would say it was probably a medium performer. It wasn't a banger, but I could definitely smell it. And it was really nice, kind of a cozy sort of a scent. Sweet and smoky. I got through I Heart Vanilla Blackberry. This was in a D-stash, and so they rebagged it. And I don't have the notes here, but I Heart Vanilla is just like marshmallows, creamy vanilla, boardwalk marshmallow clouds, and then her blackberry. And I Heart Vanilla is beautiful on its own or as a base, and I really love it. It's a creamy blackberry, body care blackberry. I love I Heart Vanilla. It's just like a sweeter version of boardwalk marshmallow clouds, and then you get that sweet, dark, deep blackberry, and I love this one. I have more in my collection, so I don't need to repurchase it, but I definitely would. Next, I warmed his. I love this one so much. Blue Sugar, Marshmallow, Fireside, and Palo Santo. This is so good, you guys. I really hope it comes back to a pre-order soon. Her Blue Sugar is just beautiful. It's not super cologne-y. It's just a creamy, a little bit of sweetness. And just, I would call it masculine, but it's not cologne masculine. It's just beautiful. And then you get that creamy Palo Santo, a little bit of smoke from the marshmallow fireside. This combination is everything. It performs really well. Would definitely get this again if offered. I would probably get a loaf of it. Next, I warmed Field of Whispers. Fresh notes of rain, hints of lavender, marshmallow clouds with a touch of sweet honeydew. So this one's really pretty. It's more of a powdery vibe to me. And I know there's not really anything with powdery notes in here, but there's not much honeydew because I didn't detect that a whole ton. If anything, it just added a little bit of sweetness to it. But it was a fresh, little bit powdery blend. Did really well in my bedroom and bathroom. This was the scent that I warmed the day after Indian summer. And so my husband was like, it smells just like that other one. It does not. It's really pretty and fresh. Field of Whispers. I don't know that it's a favorite, so I don't know that I would repurchase it, but I did enjoy it while it was warming. Next up is the Perfect Storm, Sea Spray, Ocean Water, Citrus, Damp Leaves, Dark Amber, and Oak Moss. This is a banger, you guys, and such a beautiful, fresh scent. I love it so much. It leans a little bit on the masculine side, but it's an aquatic, fresh scent. I think I'm getting masculine because of that citrus. It's like a bergamot vibe with the oak moss, but it's so beautiful. I feel like it's one of those scents that you would have to try really hard not to like, but it's not going to be offensive or anything. It doesn't have any like harsh notes in here. It's just nice and fresh. And I just got a tub of it in the RTS, but if this ever came back, this is loaf worthy for me and love it so much. That is the Perfect Storm. And lastly, from Teddy Bees, this is Christmas in Baja. I got this in a D-stash and I love it. Can't remember. Let's see. It's shaving cream. It's shaving cream. Is it sea salt and cactus? Gosh, I can't remember the notes, but whatever it is, I love it so much. And I requested it on the poll that Tiffany did in her Facebook group. It's not getting a whole lot of love because the notes sound a little strange, but it's such a beautiful blend, you guys. Something about this combination is really pretty. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's not super harsh with the shaving cream. It's blended really well. And I would really love more of this. I have never seen it offered in a pre-order, so I don't think it's been back for a while, and I would just love it. It's so beautiful. And it did really well. It was a pretty good performer for me, especially because I'm sure this is probably 3+ years old, but really loved Christmas in Baja. Okay, so besides Brita's, that is everything that I got through as far as the vendor wax for the last couple of weeks in August. And I decided I'm going to do a separate video for my Brita's because, there's just a ton, and this video is already a little bit longer. So I'm just going to do my really quick self-care empties, and then I'll do a separate kind of wrap-up video for Brita's. So first up in self-care, this is the Iope Hyaluronic Cream Soft Asian Mountain Yam for soft, dewy, and hydrated skin. This is a K-Beauty brand, and it's more high-end K-Beauty, but I got this in Korea, and I think I paid $7 for it. And I loved it. I love hyaluronic acid. It's great at locking in moisture. This was like more of a gel formula, and so it didn't just sit on your skin and make it feel heavy. It was great under makeup, and I would definitely repurchase it. I'm not sure how much it retails for, but I'm assuming probably 30-40 US. And so I got a really good deal on it, and I wish I would have gotten more, but it was the only one they had. So would definitely repurchase it. I really loved it. And then I got through a Strivectin Super C Retinol Brighten and Correct Vitamin C Serum. I got this at Ulta. They were doing either like buy one, get one free, 50% off. It was like one of their beauty, they do like 14 days of beauty deals or something. It was that. And so I liked this. I don't know if it was just like a standout vitamin C serum. I always have a vitamin C serum in my skincare routine. It's great for hyperpigmentation, dark spots, sunspots. It's great for brightening your skin. And so I always have one, and I really wanted to try this one because it had retinol in it, which is great for wrinkles. So I liked it. I don't know that I would pay full price for it. Vitamin C serums, there are some great ones that are K beauty brands that I feel like are just the same for, a fraction of the cost. So I don't know that I would repurchase it unless it was 50% off again. Didn't mind it. It was great for my skin. It didn't cause any breakouts or anything, but it just wasn't like oh my gosh, this is worth the $70 or however much it is full price. You know what I mean? So enjoyed it, but probably wouldn't pay full price for that. And then lastly, I finished up a Scentsy soak in whipped vanilla lavender. I love Scentsy soaks. And I don't know if I've told you guys before, but my kids love to take baths and they love to have, bath bombs from Lush, bubble bars, and now they love Scentsy soaks. So I've been on a hunt to try to get some for them so I can just, put a little bit in their bath. And I really like this too. This was English lavender, coconut milk, and whipped vanilla. It was a very calming, relaxing scent. It had like fresh lavender buds in it, and it was so nice. I love this scent in wax. It was really nice in the soak. I love them. So finished that. Would definitely repurchase if I could, but I can't. So I'll be on the lookout on the black market for these. Or if you know anybody that has any of these, let me know. So that's everything I have to share with you guys for the last couple of weeks of August. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, or weekend. Please don't forget to like and comment, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you all on my next video very soon. Bye.